Last week you joined us on Kalypso as we set off from Brest across the Bay of Biscay and marveled in beautiful nights and leaping dolphins, finally arriving in A Coruna after 4 days. Join us this week as we explore A Coruna, recharge for the next leg of our journey, and say goodbye to our awesome crew, Charlie and Simon.
Here all of 10 minutes and we're leaving.
That is the best.
No, I mean that's like stereotypical Instagram, isn't it?
I'm drinking beer and filling up the tanks.
Filling up both tanks.
While we certainly enjoyed the sun of A Coruna as it warmed us after so many days of cold sailing, we were really excited to explore the city itself. One great thing about A Coruna is that it isn't touristy in the bad sense of the word. Lots of Spanish people enjoying their country, and only a few of us blasted foreigners. One thing we had to see while we were here is the ancient Roman lighthouse called the Tower of Hercules. It's a tower built by the Romans in the 2nd century and based on a Phoenician design. The tower was heavily damaged over time and finally rebuilt in 1791. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and for a tiny fee, we could tour this fantastic monument, something that I had been looking forward to for years.
What are we doing?
A slow zoom. The sailor's beard.
The old goat.
During the last part of the Biscay crossing, the steering had started to feel a bit stiff, and whenever something on the boat doesn't feel quite right, I check it immediately. A spanner in time really does save a sinking.
It is now just throwing a spanner in the works.
What I'm trying to do is figure out why the rudder is stiffer to move than I remember it being, although it doesn't seem so bad. I don't know. It felt like it was harder to turn than before.
And the fact that the auto.
And the autopilot, yeah, seems to be using a lot of power. So there's the steering linkage. Look rusty or anything. Oh, sorry, Jess.
Can you see anything?
Looks absolutely fine. That's a bit bad. That is hard to steer, actually.
They came and like investigated my feet earlier. I can't like hold. I could hold on to your shirt, but
I'm not sure that would do anything.
yeah. And I was like,
I need to hold on to something.
You're gonna have to go for a swim.
No, I don't. I just don't think it's down there. I think it's something up here.
Yes, hardly working. Dad working hard.
I'm extremely busy.
Looks it.
It's really weird. Mullet's still making
Disconnected the autopilot motor from the sprocket down here that drives the wheel, drives the rudder, and in doing that I found that the wheel turns extremely easily, which tells me that there's something wrong with the autopilot motor itself. It appears that I'll have to take the autopilot motor out now and take a look at it to see if there's something wrong with it, with the gearing. It's just gunked up. I don't know. I just need to look at it and see what's up. It actually is a relief though, because that means the rudder bearing itself is still nice and clean and not sticking at all, that was my big worry.
It turns out that this was the culprit. The autopilot motor was overheating, and that was making the gears bind a little bit. And that was all my fault. I'd set the sensitivity too high on the autopilot, and Bernie, short for Crash and Bernie, had been working too hard. Next job, regrease the gearbox. Join us next week as Jess and I set off from Galicia, down the coast of Portugal, and finally around Cape St. Vincent and into the Algarve. What an adventure.